This is one of the most up and coming neighborhoods in all the Red Sea area in Egypt right here. See this, right? All right by this abandoned hotel. And whatever this is, I don't know what the hell is going on there. Let's go check it out. So the Sheraton Hotel is obviously a remnant of an older time in Hurghada. At the time, in the 60s, this was a booming hotel in a nice up-and-coming city, obviously. But that changed very quickly and the town kind of died, but it's starting to revitalize now. And really, in the past 5 years, this neighborhood has boomed in an incredible way. So I met up with some friends earlier in the morning, got some coffee, and checked out this spot, which is right at the beginning of this neighborhood. And you go inside this coffee shop. It's kind of like a coffee shop slash supermarket slash restaurant. They have food and stuff. They have a bunch of Dubai chocolate that you can see right there. And it's a really cool place. You can just come get a cup of coffee and cake or pie or whatever and just enjoy the views. So this little corner that I'm standing at is kind of the intersection of 3 different neighborhoods, right? And all 3 of these areas are developing very quickly. This is a development called the Atlantis right here. If you've seen billboards around town about this, it's a massive development and it's right next to this cool little park right here and at the corner of all 3 of these neighborhoods. And this nice little park is called Mohammed Huwaidak Park, and it was donated by like an investor guy. And there's benches and there's really nice place you can sit down and relax. Now this massive hotel that you see is being constructed right now is called the Old Vic Hotel. And it was constructed like that a long time ago, but they're finally starting to finish it up, which is good news for the neighborhood. So anyways, we're gonna start walking down this road right here, Old Sheraton Road, and check out the neighborhood. So right next to the Old Vic Hotel, there's a huge development taking place called the Aldao Strands. And it's right on the beach. Right on the other side of this is the beach. And it's right at the beginning of the touristic promenade. And it's probably going to be very expensive. But I'll put the links to all these new developments in an area called El Kausar. So as we start walking up the street and the here, touristic you can see on my left-hand side here, they're starting to build and this cool little park right here is they're taking a lot of these really old buildings right here and fixing them up. This park is starting to put in new developments. Park and this entire road, and it's a cool little place with some benches. Here's another little development here called the Relax, and it's kind of at the corner. And it's all kind of starting to take place at the same time. There's obviously a few really newer buildings that were built from the ground up, but a lot like this one right here called the Diamond Resort. But yeah, any of the older buildings are really starting to develop right now. I don't think there's an old building right now in this neighborhood that isn't being developed. So everything is being refurbished. There's a lot of storefront shops here, restaurants, cafes, and there's probably about to be a lot more because they're going to start building this out a lot more. So as we start walking up the road here, you're going to see Dream Beach. This is a really popular beach. It's very famous, very prestigious, and it's attached to a hotel called the Elysee Hotel, which is a European hotel. Very, very popular. There's always busloads of tourists and visitors, and they love this area because it's really quiet. It's a really nice hotel, very luxurious, very prestigious. Also, right across the street from the Elysee Hotel is another massive development called the Seabreeze. And the Seabreeze has looked like that for about 10 years, where the owner kind of just built it and left it there, and that happens a lot in Egypt. But it finally just got sold to a brand new development team, and they're going to start finishing it up right now. Every single apartment in the Seabreeze has an ocean view, and it's right on the ocean, so it's probably going to be very expensive, but it's going to do a ton for this neighborhood. And they're probably going to start marketing and developing here in the next month or 2, so be on the lookout for that one. And as you walk past the Seabreeze, you can see the Marriott Hotel, which is obviously a very luxurious, expensive hotel. It's right on the beach, and it kind of is the end of this little strip of road. After this, there's just a bunch of beaches we're gonna walk to. So this is a cool little beach right here called the Saudi Egyptian Red Sea Investment. And it's a typical beach you see here in Hurghada, and it's basically you just pay like an entrance fee, and there's drinks and coffee and stuff like that. So what's best about this neighborhood is it's so quiet. Like the quiet out here, you know, Egypt is a nighttime culture. It's all about the night. There's like nothing here. It's peace and quiet in the ocean and the Red Sea, and a few hotels, obviously, and restaurants right now. Obviously that's going to change in the future. But the quiet nature of like this neighborhood is something like that's treasured, because that's the luxury of Egypt, is quiet. Because Egypt is one of the most densely populated countries like out there. So it's noisy and loud everywhere, and there's honking, and there's, you know, people freaking in the street everywhere yelling. So when you come out here, it's just like you pay for that peace and quiet and the beach, and that's where it's really trending. The real luxury is in the quiet out here. So the home stretch of Old Sheraton Road is this nice little condo area. This apartment complex is called The View, and they're apartments for sale. They're very expensive. They're obviously luxurious. They have an amazing view of the water, and this cool little area. This beach right here is called Filfila Beach, and it's got an amazing view of the skyline and the city. And a lot of the tourist buses come here, and they see the beautiful view. And there's a beach down there. I think they're developing the beach down there. It used to be free. It's still, I think part of it is free, but I think they're gonna build like something. They're building something down there. So yeah, this is the Filfila Beach area, and there's a few restaurants right here with the water view. There's a really expensive restaurant called Granada that's really famous, has great views, good food. And it's very popular among the tourists for sure. Once you start walking past Filfila Beach a little bit, there's another marina here called Tito's Marina. It's got a lot of restaurants and coffee shops and boats that dock there. And it's also a very popular place. So once you get past Tito's Marina, you start to get back to Sheraton Road. We're still on Old Sheraton Road, but once you start walking this way, you get back to the intersection of Sheraton Road. And as you can see, it's starting to get more crowded and more noisy and stuff. So yeah, that's the view of Old Sheraton Road. One of my favorite neighborhoods to hang out in. I think it's one of the most up and coming areas in Hurghada, even though there's development going on everywhere. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions about Old Sheraton Road or Sheraton Road in general. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.